I wanted to put this video together since we're having some bad weather here this week. Um, we're canceling the mandatory meetings. Usually in these meetings, which last 30, 45 minutes, I introduce myself and tell you more about the drafting program. But I'm just going to have to cut a lot of that short to get this in, so I just get the important information to you that I want you to have. Um, the main thing to kind of keep in mind, drafting is a means of communication. Okay, um, we communicate graphically. How do we build a product or build a building? We do drawings, and then we have text that accompanies that also. But think of it as a means of communication. Instead of writing a book, you're drawing, a graphical image of how to build something or manufacture something. And just as in written language, we have an alphabet and we have grammar and punctuation. In drafting, we have what we call standards. What colors to use, what symbols to use, how to put symbols in drawings, how to represent the views of an object, things like that. So there are standards so that no matter where the drawing is created, it can be sent and read and understood almost anywhere in the world. So we follow those standards and we teach those standards. Okay. We teach AutoCAD for 2D drafting, and then for 3D drafting, we use Inventor or Revit, depending upon if you're a mechanical or architectural student. In this class, 1101, you'll only be using AutoCAD because you're learning 2D drafting to begin with. Courses are hybrid and online. Hybrids, you will come in once a week to complete an in-class assignment that takes about an hour. Online courses, you only have to come to campus to take the midterm exam, which is a proctored event. My notes have architectural electives. Well, we now have the full architectural class or program. So, hang on a minute. Sorry, had a phone call. They were telling me the campus is closing today at 5 p.m. and I couldn't turn the phone off. Okay, we have a architectural program and the mechanical drafting program. As you probably already figured out which one you want to pursue. You can take electives from the mechanical classes if you're an architectural student. There are two that you can take. And if you're a mechanical student, there's two architectural classes you could take as electives. And I would recommend doing that. It kind of broadens your experience a little bit so that fields overlap on a lot of things. So it's not a bad thing if you can work it into your schedule to take those classes as electives. Okay. School computers, yeah, you're not here today, so you can't do all those kind of things. Email. Be sure and check your email every day. Most especially on the days in which you plan to come to campus to do an in-class activity. Should we have to close the lab for some reason, whether it's weather, you'll have received an email from the college. If I have to close the lab because myself or some of the lab assistants can't be here, or we got network problems or whatever, I will send an email out to everyone. So be sure and check your email before coming to campus, if you can. Check in your student email. Every so often, check that clutter folder or spam folder or junk folder. Sometimes we run into issues to where when I send out emails from Blackboard as a group, they end up going to these clutter, spam, and junk folders. Okay, so kind of check that. And if they are going there, you can create a rule, mark them as not spam, and it should pick them up. Okay, software. For 1101, you're going to need AutoCAD 2017. You're not going to need Inventor. You're not going to need Revit. The instructions are in the syllabus for all three because I use a template for creating all of my syllabi with. You need 2017. You'll need Autodesk Design Review. It's a 3D viewer, kind of like Adobe, but it's for 3D CAD drawings. Okay, so you're going to need that because some of the lessons have 3D files attached to it that you'll need to see. And the link is in the syllabus for that. You'll need a PDF reader. I prefer the Adobe, the real true Adobe reader as opposed to the Windows 8 or Windows 10 reader. It seems to work better. A lot of the assignments that you have will have a PDF attached to it that gives you information. You'll need to be able to see those. And if you're having trouble viewing some of the videos, we had a time there where some of the videos we made just didn't publish right, and then they would not play in Windows 8 Media Player. And apparently some of them are still not playing in Windows 10. So if you will download, if you're running into that, download and install VLC Video Player. And you can do a Google search on it here. It's called VideoLAN. And this is what we have installed in the lab, and that's what I have installed at home. It will play just about anything, okay? So if you're having trouble, look and download the VLC Media Player. Let's see, where's my, oh, didn't want that. Okay, textbooks. I recommend you buy the textbooks as opposed to renting them if you're a drafting student, because you're going to use them in multiple classes. Okay. Electronic versions are fine. If you like electronic versions, that would be quite all right. Okay. Okay. Blackboard. When you come into Blackboard, over here, what's past due, you can look at that. Sometimes things from my master file get copied into here as of what's due. And so you may see, like, there's 500 things due. You can go through and hit your actions and kind of mark them all as, okay, ignore those things. Okay. You did the in-class assignment here. Okay. Instructor information. I don't have my office hours there because I'm in the lab pretty much any afternoon, Monday through Thursday. So if you need to see me, afternoons, early evenings, Monday through Thursday is the best time. If I'm not in the lab, one of the lab assistants can call me and I'll be glad to come over and help you with anything that you need. If you have questions, email is the best way to get in touch with me, because if I'm not in my office, I cannot answer the phone. Okay? All right, announcements. There will be some announcements posted periodically, and I'll send out an email with those when they happen. This has got the lab schedule. Philip Matthews and Caleb Dawson are my lab assistants this semester. So this just has the times when each person is in the lab. You can come anytime the lab is open. You do not have to wait until I am in the lab. Okay, you can come anytime the lab is open to work. Philip and Caleb are very experienced with AutoCAD and Inventor, so they can answer just about any of your questions that you may have. Okay. All right. The syllabus, calendar. Okay. The calendar will have the due dates for all of the assignments. These are, and if you click on one of these, this is just the assignment that you turn in. It is not the information about the assignment or any practice things or anything like that. It's just the assignment or the Dropbox. Okay. But it has them, they're all by due date. Okay. Everything's due on Mondays. On the lessons tab, everything's divided into units by week. This is how I recommend you see what it is that work you have to do. Since, excuse me, often I'll give an overview or some information. So basically, you just go down this column in the order, okay? We do, in this class particularly, you're going to be using the CAD learning videos. We use a lot of those in this class and some of the other classes also. So you need to register. You want to download this zip file right here. These are the data files that the video is using, and you can open them and follow along with the work. If there's no file attached, all the files are attached to the video also. So if you want to download them one at a time, you could do that, or you could just download the whole package here. If there is not a file mentioned in the video, underneath the video, under the player, then the instructor started with a blank AutoCAD file. And so that's what you would do also. Okay. Quizzes. Yeah, quizzes, Q&As. With these, if it's a fill in the blank, then spelling matters. Okay, if the word, this would be one word here. This would be two words. Okay, so if you misspell it, it will tell you you got it wrong. Okay, so spelling is critical on all of those. So let me back out of this. Oh, okay. In class assignments, there's a folder, and then there may be some information either on the folder telling you what you need to bring with you, or there may be something in there to tell you about what you're doing. Okay, and so in this case, it's learning to read a fractional ruler and an architect scale. So you can watch these videos before coming to class. There'll be worksheets once you come in that that you will work on and either submit in Blackboard, or you'll turn them in to me or the lab assistant. Okay. That pretty much covers pretty much everything in Blackboard that I wanted to talk about. When we get like in probably another 3 weeks, there'll be another item pop up right here about the midterm exam. It'll be an announcement telling you when the midterms are, what'll be covered, what times, and things like that. Okay. Now they are in the syllabus as far as what week and what day for the midterm and the final, but I don't think I put the exact dates and times because I didn't have the lab schedule set yet. But that will pop up here on your lessons panel. Okay. Grades. Most of these, if it's a Q&A quiz, like the syllabus graded, layouts and lettering, worldwide graphic. If it's a Q&A quiz, if you click on it and then click on your grade, it takes you back into the quiz and you can review it. Now, on this one, I didn't have it set to show the answers, but on the others, I have them set so that when you go back into it to review, you can see what the correct answers are. Okay, but that only comes up after the due date for the assignment. Let's see. Send email. This will send an email through Blackboard to anybody. Okay. This is just a link that will open a web browser that goes to the Office 365 student email stuff. Okay. All right. So that pretty much covered Blackboard. A couple of things. Let's see. You're going to want to organize your files for every class that you're taking in drafting. And I had an example here. Where's it at? You need to organize your files, okay? And one way to do that is to set up a folder, whether it's on your computer hard drive, whether it's in the cloud somewhere, or on flash drives, either way. But set up a folder for each class, and then within each class, one for each week, okay? And then your files, anything you download for that week, or CAD drawings that you work on, or Word documents, or whatever you're doing, save them in that week's folder. It's just a better way to organize your stuff, because you may need to come back and reuse it, because I don't think so much in 1101, but in a number of classes, something you've done in, like, week 4 or 5, you're going to reuse that file again in week 7 or 8. Okay, so you need to be able to go back and locate and find that file. And it's just a way to organize your and keep your stuff organized. I do recommend backing up your work, especially as you get into the more advanced classes where the projects are bigger, and you're spending multiple hours working on a project. And if something happens and it crashes and you lose it, you don't want to have to go back and start all over again. So I do recommend saving your work often and backing it up. Okay, file naming. Most of the assignments, I think, tells you what to name the file. I think I got it in most of them. I may not have, but make it a habit for drafting classes. Everything you turn in needs to start with your last name. Okay, last name, and then a dash or an underscore, and then whatever the name of the assignment is. Okay, because the reason I want that is so that when we download things from Blackboard to grade, it adds a lot of information to the file name, and it's like unreal as to what it adds them. But it does not include your name. It includes your student number. And there's no way I can remember everybody's student number. And the grade book doesn't always equate student numbers and students, so it's just crazy. Please name your stuff like your last name, and then a dash or an underscore, and then whatever the assignment is. Okay. It just makes it a lot easier on me having to grade work for 130, 140 students to be able to equate, okay, who is this? All right. We deal with various file types. A DWG is an AutoCAD drawing file. That is what you're going to turn in to me. And when you save your file in AutoCAD, when you hit save or save as, you get a place to put your file name, and then the next line down is the file type or the file extension. Make sure it says AutoCAD drawing, and it's by default it should be an AutoCAD 2013 file type. It'll put DWG in as the extension. A DWT is a template file. We have one assignment in which you create a template file and you turn in a template file to me. That is the only time you should send me a template file. Okay? Everything else should be a DWG, because when you open a template file, it doesn't matter what it was named previously, AutoCAD renames it as Drawing 1. And now I have no idea whose drawing that is, okay, because there's no name on it. Okay, a DWF. This is a Autodesk Design Review file. It's like I said earlier, it's kind of like a PDF, but it's for CAD drawings, okay? You're not going to be creating or sending me any DWFs, but you will see them, and you will download some of them, okay? But just be aware, you're going to see those, okay? And I think that pretty well covers quickly all of the things that I was going to cover in our meeting. If you have questions, come and see me when you're in the lab, or send me an email, and then we will get those things taken care of for you.